Hello everyone and welcome to County Perspective. This show focuses on Frederick County government, local programs and events, and the Frederick County community. I'm your host Brandon Rosa and thank you for joining me. Let's kick off the show with our top news stories. Frederick County government marked the start of major renovations at the Prospect Center on Himes Avenue with a ceremonial wall breaking. The $161.5 million project will transform the former United Health Group and State Farm site into a multi-agency complex. Once complete, the 200,000 square foot facility will house the county's 911 center and several agencies, including family services, housing, health, and aging and independence.
I also need to thank our incredible Frederick County government team for their tireless efforts on this project. From driving the vision to chasing funding at all possible avenues to project management, this project has required dedication and an incredible amount of teamwork and collaboration.
A centerpiece of the project is the Emergency Response and Resilience Hub, featuring structural upgrades and a microgrid system to ensure operations continue during severe weather or power loss. State and federal partners contributed funding to this large-scale effort. The Prospect Center can be reached by transit buses and has ample parking, making the location easier for the public to access. Frederick County officials and community partners recently broke ground on the new Robert H. Renneberger Carriage Museum Facility at Rose Hill Manor Park and Museums. The 6,000 square foot climate-controlled building will house more than 26 historic carriages, sleighs, and wagons, replacing the original museum that opened in 1976. Expanded space and modern preservation systems will allow Parks and Recreation to better protect the collection while enhancing public access.
Every day here at Rose Hill, that legacy of learning and honoring history in an interactive way continues to live on.
The project is funded through state and county capital budgets, with construction scheduled for completion in August 2026. The opening will coincide with the 50th anniversary of the carriage collection and the nation's 250th anniversary. Frederick City and county officials joined Frederick Health to announce the creation of a task force in response to recent federal Medicaid cuts. The collaboration marked the first regional effort to unite local government and the healthcare system to address the impact of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which reduces $1.2 trillion from the federal budget over the next decade. Officials noted that more than 48,000 Frederick County residents rely on Medicaid, including nearly 10,500 covered through the Affordable Care Act's expansion. The task force will look at preparing for funding reductions, mitigating local effects, and advocating for restored support. Before we move into our first segment of the show, I want to take a moment to congratulate Frederick County's own Leshia Chandler. She was appointed on September 2nd by Frederick County Executive Jessica Fitzwater and confirmed by the County Council as the new Director of the Division of Family Services. Ms. Chandler brings more than 20 years of experience in child welfare, community partnerships, and public service to the role, including a decade of leadership within Frederick County government. She previously served as Deputy Director of Family Services. Frederick County government strives to bring services to people where they are. For example, Frederick County Public Libraries has a bookmobile and a book rover that brings books into the community. Frederick Workforce Services recently unveiled a mobile career unit that can be deployed in the community for job training events and more, and now the Frederick County Division of Aging and Independence just unveiled their Move Mobile. Let's roll the video and find out more.
Well, we're really excited today because we get to unveil what we're calling the Move Mobile, which is a decommissioned ambulance that we acquired from the Frederick County Division of Fire and Rescue Services. We finally have a vehicle that is equipped with various applications, all sorts of resources that we can take into the community, that we can meet with people in their communities where they are, which is, first of all, it helps relieve a transportation barrier. It meets people people in their communities so that they don't have to come to us. And that's really what we were looking for, is that community outreach and education opportunity that this Move Mobile is providing to us.
My involvement now is that I have a senior relative who has lost his wife and all 3 children. I'm the next oldest grandchild, and I inherited him to help see him through these last years of life. Fortunately, my family member has received energy assistance through the SNAP program for nutrition. He has been helped finding housing that is affordable for him. It would be so much easier, and will be when the mobile unit is up and really running, to be able to just take him one spot, get multiple departments or agencies answers all in one location instead of running to various offices.
We're very grateful to the Division of Fire and Rescue Services for letting us acquire it, and we're excited that it has been transformed into our Move Mobile that has our resources, our names, and our opportunities on it and in it.
I love how Frederick County Government is always looking for ways to get out in the community. Now, we've reached the halfway point of the show, so let's take a quick break, but we'll be back in less than 5 minutes. See you soon. Hello everyone, and welcome back to County Perspective. Recently, the Division of Energy and Environment and the Division of Public Works just wrapped up a stream restoration project in Point of Rocks. More on that in a minute. But first, let's see who's looking for a forever home in this episode of Adorable Adoptables.
Looking for a whip-smart goofball who thrives with lots of exercise and consistent training? Then say hello to FCAC's longest resident, Harley. This silly girl with a big personality doesn't always know her own strengths, so she can pull a little bit on leash and sometimes jump and flop around like a much smaller girl. While she's best suited for life as an only pet, she'll be all you need. She loves people, playtime, cuddles, and of course tasty treats. To learn more about Harley and our adoption process, call Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center at 301-600-1546.
During the beginning of the summer, the second and last phase of the Point of Rocks stream restoration project finished completion. I wanted to wait until all the plantings were a tad bit larger before I went back on site to capture this stream restoration's beauty. Now I had the chance to speak with staff members from the Division of Energy Environment and the Division of Public Works to find out more. Let's hear what they had to say. After many years, the Point of Rocks stream restoration project reached completion in the spring of 2025. The Frederick County Division of Energy and Environment and the Division of Public Works have been cooperatively tackling this stream restoration project since 2014. Due to the size of the stream and its original condition, this project required 2 phases.
Phase 1 was first identified in 2014 in a study, and then we started design in 2016 with construction starting in 2019. And wrapping up shortly thereafter, summer of 2019.
Phase 2 started construction in 2024, and our colleagues at DPW oversaw the design and bidding process before we went and selected our construction contractors to get this project going. So residents here in the neighborhood brought to our attention concerns about some pretty severe erosion, up to 20-foot steep banks, and flooding concerns from what we were seeing here too. So we knew after hearing some of those complaints that we should look into doing a stream restoration project.
Restoration performed in Phase 1 and Phase 2 were similar in nature, but the most significant difference in Phase 2 was the removal of a dam. The dam's hazardous nature even sparked attention from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, who later allocated grant funding to aid in the completion of Phase 2.
Phase 1 consisted of stream restoration that tied into the stormwater management facility that was behind me at this location. It went up from where we're standing upstream to Ballinger Creek Pike, and it also included, just like Phase 2, a pedestrian bridge for people to walk along into the woods to the Point of Rocks Community Park. Through us doing our design, found out it was classified as a high hazard dam by the state of Maryland. And that's high hazard because in the event that there ever should be a breach or failure of the dam, it could have the potential to cause loss of life. In this case, there were some homes along Route 28 right there that have since been demolished. And then there was the parking lot, or there is the parking lot for the MARC train station down there that in the worst case scenario would be flooded with about 2 feet of water. Although there was never any indication the dam was going to fail, you always have to design a worst case scenario. The contractor who was involved started working on removing the dam, and that was kind of the first thing we had to do. Drain the pond. We dug out that dam, removed almost 300 truckloads of dirt and material from the site, hauled that off site, and then we were able to install the abutments of the bridge. And then the contractor had the bridge delivered on site, assembled next to it, and then we craned the bridge up, swung it in place, and then set it down in position. Throughout the project, we had step ponds or step pools throughout the whole length of the stream restoration. And we had to make sure that whatever volume we took away from that pond was made up for in those little tiny step pools. So we have, I believe in Phase 2, there are about 12 of these pools that are now filled with water, and will collect the water, overflow into the next pool, then continue flowing downstream. Looking through our drawings, we planted well over 1,000 trees and shrubs just in Phase 2. Phase 1 was probably just as much, if not more, because there was more stream restoration. So we definitely, although we had to unfortunately cut down some larger trees that were in the stream bank, in the stream that were actually being eroded, we replaced them tenfold.
You know, FEMA was a part of the process, and getting this grant funding gave us over $800,000 that we were able to put towards this project. So we really valued FEMA and MDEM's input on this. This was a CIP project, which we were able to supplement with that BRIC funding as well.
The completion of the Point of Rocks Stream Restoration Project will improve water quality locally and as far as the Chesapeake Bay. Local wildlife and residents in Frederick County will ultimately thrive from this project for the foreseeable future.
With the completion of this project, over time you're going to see the many trees we planted start to grow in, establishment of the overstory and the understory, and the tree canopy, giving more shade and cooler water, which will attract more birds and wildlife. And we're also interested to see if we'll be getting any American eel that are able to migrate up from the Potomac downstream of us here. So this is a project that we're seeing water quality improvements, we hope, all the way down through the bay. The design of the stream, it's designed to help slow down the water. Slower water generally means lower energy, less erosion. It provides the stream more access to the floodplain as well, so it's a lower flooding risk. And in the long run, they have hopefully a stable, healthy stream that they can enjoy for years to come.
Now it's time in the show to check out what events and activities county divisions and departments are offering over the next few weeks in this episode's calendar of events. To find out more about future events and activities, visit frederickcountymd.gov. Before we go, let me share some final news with you. On September 29th and 30th, the Division of Aging and Independence is teaming up with AARP to offer driving safety classes. As we age, our bodies undergo some changes, and with the 2-day driver safety classes, participants can learn how their driving can adapt to these changes. This in-class refresher course will teach safe driving strategies, update participants' knowledge on the rules of the road, tune up participants' driving skills, and more. This class is $20 for current AARP members and $25 for non-AARP members. For more information about the event and to register, call 301-600-1234. In the United States, September is recognized annually as National Preparedness Month, a campaign sponsored by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, better known as FEMA, to encourage individuals, families, and communities to prepare for disasters and emergencies. In our area, residents can experience flooding events and severe storms. It is important to know what to do if you or your loved ones encounter these emergencies. The Frederick County Division of Emergency Management provides residents with resources on how to handle emergency situations. To find out what to do, just visit frederickcountymd.gov/emergency. The Great Frederick Fair is just around the corner, starting on September 12th and ending on September 20th. Frederick County Government will be at the fair, including the Division of Emergency Management and, of course, the Office of Agriculture. Be sure to stop by the county government booths for more information about the various divisions and departments and to inquire about future job opportunities. Well, everyone, that concludes this episode of County Perspective. If you want to stay up to date on important news and events going on in the county, follow Frederick County on social media at FredCoGovMD. We'll see you next time with a fresh look from a county perspective. Take care, everyone.